Ever since the birth of the motorcar, we have always tried to go faster and rival one another in racing. There have been many series across road, gravel and dirt, across corners and straights, but no series, however great, has lived up to the living death trap on four wheels that was Group B rally racing. Today we shall find out why. To understand how Group B was made, we need to go back to a time when the term rally wasn't affiliated with motorsport at all. It just meant a gathering point, a rendezvous per se. The Monte Carlo Rally, first run in 1911, wasn't really a race in the modern sense. It was a test of navigation. Competitors would set off from different cities across the old continent, Glasgow, Paris, Vienna, to reach Monte Carlo without issue along the way. This was done in production cars of the time, which were, to put it mildly, pieces of work. And now I give you the 60s. As the 60s and 70s arrived, rallying slowly moved towards our understanding of it. Manufacturers realised that winning these rallies wasn't causing them to sell more cars, making this whole charade unprofitable in the age of commercial interests. The Mini Cooper's Monte Carlo wins in the mid-60s were probably the most famous example of this. A small, unglamorous car embarrassing much more expensive machinery, allowing Mini to sell more cars off the back of it for decades, making the brand even iconic now. From this point on, rally was solely intertwined with brands and the mentality of racing on Sunday and selling on Monday. That single fact is going to manifest into one of the most famous loopholes in motorsport history. In 1982, the FIA, the motorsport's governing body, rewrote the rulebook for rallying. They created two unique categories, Group A for production-based cars and Group B for something far more exotic. Group B's defining rule was simple. A manufacturer only needed to build 200 road-going versions of their car to homologate it. 200 cars, that's it. Once you'd built and sold 200, you were free to develop a competitive version with almost no limit on power, design or weight. Compare that to other racing series across the 80s, which often demanded thousands of road cars. 200 was a number small enough that a manufacturer could build a car that was frankly never meant to be a road car at all, and was just barely enough to tick a legal box, then just sticking it directly onto the track. This is where the loophole hunting began, and no manufacturer hunted those loopholes more aggressively than the pesky pineapple on pizza loving Italians at Lancia. Lancia's response to Group B was the peculiar beauty which was the 037. While most of its rivals were racing towards four-wheel drive, Lancia stuck to their roots with rear-wheel drive, betting that a lighter, simpler car with a supercharger could still win it all. And for one season, in 1983, they were right, being the last to win the World Championship with this drivetrain. The legend of Lancia and Group B doesn't only stem from the 037, but also from their Italian way with rules, blatantly going around them in the simplest way possible, by just simply not caring.
Last year's winner Walter Röhrl is as good as his word. The Lancia Rally may be new to him, but you wouldn't know. A bad start for Mikla. He's already been off the road and lost 2 minutes. Former world champion Ari Vatanen is now at the wheel of an Opel, identical to the car which won here last year. Lancia's Finnish star Markku Alén is at the centre of the Italian team's 3-car entry, while Michelle Mouton and her Audi Quattro are destined for another disastrous Monte Carlo rally.
Right, It's Monte Carlo, 1983. Lancia is at a massive disadvantage to their oh-so-pedantic and oh-so-German competitors at Audi with the Quattro. More on that car in a bit. Instead of relying on pure speed and optimal racing lines, the Italian team boss Cesare Fiorio ordered 300 tons of Italian salt to be spread all over the rally stage, melting the snow so that not only did the Audis not have any grip on their snow tyres, but also allowing the Italians to go on slick, allowing them to beat the Germans by 11 minutes at the end of the event. The Italians called it simple logistics. While Lancia bet on lightness, Audi bet on pure traction. The Quattro and later the Sport Quattro brought four-wheel drive into the world of rallying, throwing the old playbook out of the window. Suddenly, a car could put down far more power on loose gravel or snow than ever thought possible. Hence, as you may imagine, most manufacturers followed suit. Now, Peugeot's answer was the most extreme expression of the Group B stereotype, the 205 T16. From the outside, it looked almost exactly like an ordinary 205 hatchback, which you would buy your grandmother to go to church and back, but underneath, nothing was kept the same. The engine sat in the middle of the car, not in the front. It had four-wheel drive and was turbocharged to high heaven, creating a power output which easily exceeded 500 horsepower in the 80s, in a car that weighed roughly the same as an EV battery. This is where Group B cars went from extreme to basically coffins on wheels. These cars could out-accelerate Formula 1 cars of the same period over short distances. This was not on smooth purpose-built circuits, but on public roads, ones which are narrow, unpredictable, lined with trees, ditches, and increasingly enormous crowds of spectators who realised this was the most exhilarating thing they could watch for free, which made the sport the car equivalent of the Isle of Man TT. By 1986, Group B's risks had become increasingly impossible to ignore. Spectators were killed at rally stages where crowd control hadn't changed since the 50s. And then, at Tour de Corse in May 1986, Lancia's driver Henri Toivonen and co-driver Sergio Cresto were tragically killed when their Delta S4 left the road and caught fire. Toivonen had been one of the most naturally gifted drivers of his generation. His death, combined with a string of spectator fatalities across other events that same season, made the FIA's decision inevitable. Hence, at the end of the 1986 season, the FIA banned Group B rallying. The category that had pushed automotive engineering further faster than almost anything before it had gone within 5 years of being created. What replaced Group B was in comparison mundane but safer beyond measure. The aforementioned Group A regulations became the new top tier, and from 1997 onwards, the championship rebranded its premier category as a World Rally Car Championship. The format most people associate with modern WRC. The new rules pulled power and aerodynamic extremity back towards something closer to a real road car. Crowd control, stage safety, and course design were actually implemented, keeping the spirit of rally alive, but in a way which is a bit more sane. Well, to an extent.
Go, 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 go!
Hence, we come to a simple conclusion. Group B was a legendary era of crazy and shambolic cars which educated a whole generation of engineers how to push the very limits of physics while going sideways and smiling. And without it, cars would not have been what they are today. And on that bombshell, we must end. Goodbye.